Hi there. It's September the 6th. We're continuing our progress through Paul's second letter to the Corinthians. We're in chapter 8 and we're reading from verses 16 to the end of the chapter in verse 24. Paul has been talking here about the need to gather in the offering to take to the poor brothers and sisters in Jerusalem. And he's continuing on that theme by talking about those who will carry this gift. It's really interesting. Paul seems concerned here not to be implicated himself. He's aware that he doesn't want to be seen as someone who's grabbing money for himself, who's administrating it, so others are going to administrate it. And first of all, he mentions Titus, who he's already said he met and who brought news to him of the people in Corinth, who believes in Corinth. So it seems that Titus is going back, probably with this letter, to take to them. And Titus is going to be responsible for bringing the gift with him and taking it to Jerusalem. But there are also two other brothers who Paul says. So it would make sense for Titus not to go alone if he's carrying finance particularly or carrying something important. It's a long journey. There are difficulties on the road. To go in groups, to go in teams would be a good idea. So Paul is sending two others with him. And first of all, he's sending someone who is really well known, but we don't know who that is. We don't know who exactly that is because it's been suggested that perhaps it's Luke or Timothy or Apollos, but he's not named here. Whoever it is someone who's known for spreading the gospel. But Paul also says not only that, but he's been elected in a sense. He's been indicated, and the Greek word here is hierotonithis. He's been shown by a show of hands. He's been indicated by a show of hands that this one should go with Titus and help in bringing the collection for Jerusalem. And then there's also another one, again, who's not named, but is a Macedonian brother who's representing the believers in the northern Greek churches in Macedonia. So there are going to be three travelling down there. And Paul encourages the Corinthians to receive these as those who are emissaries, apostoli, those who are involved in the establishment of God's work, and also are coming in the name of the glory of Messiah Jesus. And Paul appeals to Corinth, therefore, to bless these brothers who are coming with a good welcome. It's really interesting to see here how Paul, and this happens throughout his letters, Paul is not interested in a solo career. He's not bigging himself up. He operates so much with others. There are constant companions with him, constant themes of those who journey with him. And here he is sending Titus with two others to travel to Corinth so that they can undertake a very important task, and Paul is commending them to the church in Corinth. It's so important that we see the togetherness, the usness of God reflected in the church of Jesus Christ. It's not about big celebrities, even though Paul talks here about someone who is well known for sharing the gospel, yet that one is also accompanied by others who will walk with them in the journey. We need one another to walk with in the journey. Our relationships with each other are important because they reflect our ability to love one another in God and to work with one another reflecting heaven. Have a very good September the 6th.